So, effective SEO. So there's a lot of people out there who don't actually understand what it is they're trying to do. When you talk about SEO, it's kind of like some people know it's something to do with, the search engines and getting their pages up to the top of Google. Well, what I'm going to do now is just explain why it's so important. So, as an example, what I've done here is I've got a tool called SEO Ranking. It's not my tool. It's a subscription, and I put in there John Lewis. I've got no affiliations with John Lewis. I don't know anyone in John Lewis. I'm just using it as an example. So here, third one down, you can see 100 Egyptian cotton sheets. And what I've done is put that into Google, because here you can see on that line that there's 110 people searching a month, and it's in position 1. So what I wanted to do was actually just type that in, and here you'll see they are in fact actually, in this case, position number 3. So on a daily basis, the listings will, generally speaking, they'll move up and down between 1 and 5 places. So today you could be number 3, next day you're at number 8, then you're at number 6. The software that I'm looking at here, and the reason it's saying is number 1, is because the software updates once a week, basically. So this could be an old result. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make here is that you can see clearly where that listing is for the 100 Egyptian cotton bed sheets and balances. And so this here is called a snippet, or what I like to call an advert to the world. Okay, and what ideally you want is somebody to type in their query, their product, what they're looking for in this bar at the top on the search engine results page, so SERPs for short, and you'd like your snippet or your advert to the world to come at the top of that search. So one of the things you can do is you can go to your website, go to the search engine results page, just type in site : space, then put in your website address, and if you're leaving the space there, what this is going to show you is all of your listings from your pages, but also anything that's related. So if you've got a Facebook account, a Twitter account, if you've got an article in a magazine, that's all going to show here. So if you want to just see just your pages, what you can do is site : remove the space, and this will then give you a list of all your pages listed on Google at the moment in the form of a snippet. So here you can see I've highlighted 1, 2, 3, 4 snippets. Okay, so SEO is about trying to get these correct on the search engine results page so that they show as highly as possible. So Google are looking for, obviously, relevancy. So in order to do that, I'm going to show you on the back of my WordPress website how we do that. So there's actually 7 points of optimization. The first one is the URL. So obviously this bit here, let's go to my website. So this bit here is going to be the URL itself. And then if we go to the services page, like so, and we go to keyword research as an example, the first bit up to here, that's called a permalink. It's permanent, you can't change it. And then what you've got here is what's called a slug, which you can change. And this here is part of the optimization. So you'll see here that I've got the keyword that I'm trying to get in the top of the search engine results page is in my URL. Okay. Second thing I try to do is I try to put it in the title of the page. So the title of the page is here. So ideally what we want to do is we want to do extensive keyword research and then follow that up with a unique proposition. What is it that you're offering that nobody else can offer? So that's a really important factor. So those two are going to make up this title, 65 to 70 characters in length. Okay, the third thing we're going to look at is content on our page. So ideally with content, we should be looking at a header, so a H1 header, okay, or H headings, generally speaking, throughout the page. We should also be looking for the actual content word actually within the content. So ideally this would be a sentence. So it's not ideal at the moment, but yeah, it's a work in progress. So ultimately, what we're trying to do is get that search engine working for us and to drive traffic. So we've got URL, got title on the page, we've then got content on the page. So we need enough content that Google, when it applies its algorithm, it has enough information in order to be able to rank us here on the search engine results page with our snippet. Fourth thing we need is a meta description. So again, a meta description could be found here. So this is 150 to 160 characters in length. And on both, you'll notice this title's got this ... and this one highlighted, this meta description has actually got ... This is where you've gone over the prescribed limit and Google has cut you off. And the same with this one here on the title, 65 to 70 characters. Number 5 is keywords. So I use a WordPress website, so I'm not too worried about that. If you talk to a younger digital marketer, they'll always say, don't worry about those keywords because Google doesn't account for those or doesn't use them. The fact of the matter is, in my view, if there's a CMS system and it allows you to put the keywords in, then use them because Google accounts for something like, let's say 80% of the traffic, 70% of the traffic. But you're actually eliminating yourself from the other 20, 30% who could potentially still be using those keywords. So wherever there's a space in the content management system you're using, always use it. Obviously, if you're using WordPress, then you're into tags. And that again is debatable whether you even use tags. But that's another story. Number 6 is going to be images. So images have become seriously important as from mid-March because in a lot of cases, you can't see it on this one, but let me do, for example, fence. And you'll see here next to each snippet, we've got now an image. And so these have started appearing mid-March, and this is now showing that images are really important. So we need to use what's called the alt text on our images and name those images. And then last and final thing we need to think about is an internal linking strategy. So this is a hyperlink. It's important what you actually have on the link itself. So if you put read more, it doesn't mean anything. Yeah. But if you said dog food and it went to the dog food page, that would be relevant. And so it's really, really important what we're actually linking from to. So that's an important factor of SEO. So it's URL, 65 to 70 characters on a page, content, meta description, 150 to 160 characters. The meta keywords, I usually put 4 to 6 in there if I can. Then you've got images, and then you've got your internal linking strategy. And so the next thing I'm just going to very briefly show you is on a WordPress site how simple you can do this. So this is a Yoast, what's called a Yoast plugin. And here you can see I've put in what the focus keywords are. Here's a visual representation of what the advert will look like in mobile and in desktop. Here you can see the SEO title. So the SEO title is actually showing up here. So we need to make sure that we've done our extensive keyword research. So what is somebody going to type in? And then what is a benefit to the customer? You've then got, you remember I was talking about the permalink and the slug. You've got to make sure that the slug, again, has the keywords in. Then we've got the meta description. And the meta description, again, all those things all show up in this here. So you've got here, you've got the permalink, you've got the permalink, and we've got the slug. So the slug on this one here, for example, is menu. This one here is men. Yeah. So here we'll have the permalink, the slug, the title on the page. We've then got the meta description here, and obviously we then need to link that in. So when I'm looking at something like men, it's miles too broad for me, because men is men driving a car, men whatever. I mean, that's obviously a bad example because it's a man driving a car, obviously, but you get the example. So if the word was training, I'd say it's too training. Training is too broad. You know, are you doing Microsoft 365 training, or are you training rabbits to jump through hoops? It's that broad. So you need to narrow it down from the word training to exactly what type of training you do. So this is all part of the optimization process. But the real reason that we do SEO, and every page, every URL has an associated keyword with it, is in order to get as high as we can in here on the search engine results page in the form of one of these snippets, what I like to call the advert to the world. Okay, so hopefully that's sort of explained to you what SEO is. Thank you.